Welcome back to the show. Let's continue our conversation with Paul and Ashley Stewart, owners of Cozy Cohost LLC. Paul, we were talking a little bit about what brought you here and whatnot, and just go into that,
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, as we were touching down on before, it was just something that seemed a natural fit for us to move out here. Being with, we had a good life in New York, but as Ashley mentioned, she was working so much. I mean, she's in Manhattan almost every weekend at 4 a.m. And what am I doing by myself on the weekends back home? So I was always in Atlantic City. And I mean, just since we've been here, since we've moved here, a little over 2.5 years now, we've been down here full time. I mean, the city's amazing. It's such a great place to live. And sometimes we get asked by people from back home or even people in Atlantic City or mainland Galloway area, what were you thinking moving to Atlantic City? And I think we look at them and kind of think like, what are you crazy? Like, why wouldn't you move here? Right. And, there's so many, negative press and like bad things that people have like embedded inside of their head upon the city. And listen, there are things that aren't perfect, but it's like that in every like major city across the way. I mean, we do not feel at any points that like, we're in danger or, that there's a major like issue that we would have to worry about our safety. I mean, Ashley goes out by herself all the time, would run on the boardwalk and even run from our house through Bungalow Park, and we don't have any issues. So, I mean, I'm here to say to you guys, like, move to Atlantic City. Like, it is a great place to live. It's a great place to start a business. As you're an entrepreneur, where else are you going to be able to live by the beach, start a business where there's not many people doing a lot of different startup businesses? This is a place that you can come to, grow something, and then if you want to try to expand. But I'm just adamant on thinking that more people need to come to Atlantic City, to live in Atlantic City, to see the greatness of this city and everything that it has to offer and everything it's give to us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's true.
It's amazing, again, what you're saying there, too, because the perception, sometimes we get that, it's this, it's that, it's whatever. And you've touched on it perfectly, Paul and Ashley. It's a city. Nothing is perfect that I know of except one, and he's above, and we put something else different with him. But it's the truth. You come out here, the price is right. Mm-hmm. Who's got a beach and a boardwalk and that thing, and I always go back to Dr. Jonathan Pitney, and so our viewers and listeners on the radio show probably get tired of me saying it, but he was always talking about health and wellness, Dr. Jonathan, health and wellness. And it's coming back, and what you're doing with Cozy Cohost, your LLC, is kind of that. You're bringing people from all over the country, maybe the world, whatnot, and they're coming to Atlantic City and visiting it and seeing it with new eyes. And your wife here, with her background, what you guys do a little bit beyond what I've seen. I mean, I don't claim to be an Airbnb or whatever it may be, professional or an expert, but what you guys do is so much up and above and classy and cool. Talk to us a little bit about your business now. Let's get into that. And I appreciate him saying, you youngsters get here because this is what they did. That's and right. They've created something special. So listen.
Yeah, Cozy Cohost, we started it, we really didn't expect it to be Cozy Cohost. It kind of started as a side gig for us. But we're a full service management company, operations company for short-term rentals. So that includes things like Airbnbs, VRBO properties. We do everything from bookings, price optimization, guest communications, handyman services, interior design services, setup, furnishing, you name it, we do it. And the most important thing is obviously handling the guests. That's, of course, the biggest thing. So we take care of making sure that the guests have the proper accommodations, they're comfortable. We give them local suggestions, recommendations in the city. So it's really bringing, like you said, Mike, people into the city and giving them something else to see rather than just the casinos or just what they think they know about Atlantic City. So we include that, of course, but we show them so much more. And they really get this cool home away from home feel, but with a little bit of a different experience.
Absolutely. And that experience, go ahead.
Absolutely, I do have to touch down too. We are also full service with our cleaning staff as well. We have about 14 employees right now. In the summer, we had just 21 employees. We try to hire pretty much all local, try to give everybody a good job and kind of a good environment in the Cozy Cohost family. So like our cleaners, they feel like really part of the team and that we're doing something, not only just for ourselves, but trying to bring other people into the fold. there is a lot of companies that are doing similar things that aren't really doing it as a team. They're outsourcing to all different companies. We figure if we build something all in-house under one umbrella, like Ashley said, the decor, design, setup, handyman services, our cleaning staff, we're kind of just doing everything under our umbrella, W-2 employees, doing things the proper way. And I mean, we kind of pride ourselves on that. And we pride ourselves on our staff because, I mean, without our cleaning staff, without our operations manager and our handyman to like kind of do a lot of things that help us out, we couldn't grow. We couldn't give the value that we get to give to our guests and also our clients. We couldn't do this without our staff. So, I mean, we really do appreciate our staff. Anyone who's with us, you know, we kind of have that, we're a team and we're going to like move this ship down the river as far as we can, or down the ocean, I should say, right down the shore as we continue to grow here.
Right down that boardwalk, and I love that you mentioned team, and that's what you are, like you said, bringing it together. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this, though. So you create this business, you guys get started, and we don't have to go into it very long, but COVID hits, and you talked about clean and safe and all that. Were folks coming down even then? You know, talk to us about that, because our mayor, thankfully for our mayor, he left the boardwalk open, he left that sort of thing, and the health and wellness, fresh air. Talk to us about that a little bit, Ashley or Mike.
Yeah, actually, so short-term rentals boomed during COVID pandemic, believe it or not, because people did not feel comfortable going into more public spaces like casinos and large restaurants and things like that. So they wanted to come to a private house. And they had all the amenities, all the accommodations that they needed within our properties to bring their family, have that, you know, getaway experience, vacation experience, and feel safe at the same time. So it actually really helped boom the short-term rental industry.
It's like, holy smokes, you got to go check this place out.
Yep, exactly.
That's great.
Like, you can get out of your house and come to our house, one of our houses, and just be out of, you know, your regular environment and enjoy.
And I love it. And again, to touch on the two of you, we got about 2 minutes left. You could have came wherever you want, or went wherever you wanted, pretty much, you know, down the shore, whether it was Ventnor, Margate, Brigantine, and we love you guys out there. But you came to Atlantic City, and I'm so glad that you did. And like we say, you know, there's that 48 blocks, there's that hometown feel. You're doing something special where you're bringing new eyes and feed and families and whatnot, coming to Atlantic City to have a good time, whether it's bachelorette, whatever type of party, or just coming to hang out. And that's what we really appreciate. And I want to thank you for doing that, because I envisioned seeing it. I didn't know, again, no Airbnbs, but bringing folks in and how can they come in. And this is a way to bring them in and visit those bodegas and the restaurants and the Vietnamese and the Bangladesh and the Sateras and the ones we mentioned also before that. So listen, I'm going to stop here. We got about a minute and a half left. It's yours.
So, like you mentioned about like you know, any type of local establishment that's going on in the city.
This guy's got a drink named after him also.
I do.
Good, I'm sorry.
Little Water Distillery, of course. Go see our buddies over there and get a Paulie hats. Get a Paulie hats.
You won't see him in the city without his hat.
No.
If you do, you won't recognize him.
No. But, I mean, we want to get our guests to go to local places. So in our guidebooks, we really just spotlight all different local restaurants, bars, things to do. Pretty much anything that we know of locally, we kind of put them in our guidebooks, just so that when we do have guests, I mean, right now it's off season, we're still getting, you know, several hundred people a weekend. In the on season, we're looking at thousands of people in our properties every week. I mean, it's a lot of eyes. Get to look through this house guide. And so we try to, you know, say, you know, give it options instead of just going to the casinos. Like you said, we love the casinos, great shows, things to do. But there's also local businesses where that dollar drives our community. And I think like the pinnacle of a strong community is keeping that dollar in the community. I'm like really big on the fact of like, if we have money going to our local businesses, you know, restaurants, the bars, places like the mini golf or Westaconk Axstone place, or, you know, anything that's local, that's keeping the money circulating through our, you know, community, it's a positive thing. Not to say that any money going through the casinos is a negative thing, but for myself, you know, we moved here, we lived here, we want to see our community grow. So how does a community grow? I mean, economics, it kind of starts with money filtering through our economy and through our local economy. So I like to push that as much as I can. I kind of want to give this great entertainment value to the guests as they come, and at the same time make sure they are respectful of the city, respectful of our clients' property, and just try to operate the best we can do it.
Love it, love it. So listen, you're talking my language, live, work, play AC. That's what they have you folks doing, and that's what we're doing. Ashley, Paul, thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Much, Mike.
We're definitely going to have you back.
Mike.
It's going to be a sensational winter, spring, and summer 2023. Folks, stay right where you're at. We'll be right back.